Welcome to Master 2255 English Phrasal Verbs, complete course with 150 categories for fluency. Today, we've reached category 132, IT and Technology, essential phrasal verbs for the digital world. In this lesson, we'll explore phrasal verbs that are indispensable for navigating the digital age. First, we have login. This means to access a computer, system, or account using your credentials. For example, don't forget to log in before accessing the platform. It's one of the first steps in any online activity. Next is logout. This is the opposite of login and means to exit a system or account. For instance, always log out when you're using a shared computer. It's crucial for maintaining security. Then we have turn on. This means to activate or start a device or system. For example, turn on your laptop before the meeting starts. It's a common verb for starting electronic devices. Its counterpart is turn off. This means to deactivate or stop a device. For instance, please turn off your phone during the presentation. It's often used for maintaining focus or saving energy. Another key verb is plug in. This means to connect a device to an electrical outlet or a system. For example, plug in your charger if the battery is low. It's an everyday action for keeping devices powered. The opposite of plug in is unplug. This means to disconnect a device from an outlet or system. For instance, unplug the printer when it's not in use. It's an important habit for safety and energy conservation. Next up is set up. This means to prepare or configure a device, system, or account. For example, it took me an hour to set up my new computer. It's a must-know phrase for tech-related tasks. Then we have shut down. This means to turn off a computer or system completely. For instance, make sure to shut down your laptop properly to avoid losing data. It's an essential step for device care. Let's move on to backup. This means to create a copy of data for safekeeping. For example, always back up your files before updating the software. It's critical for protecting important information. Another common phrase is scroll down. This means to move downward on a page or document using a scroll bar or touch gesture. For instance, scroll down to read the full article. It's a basic action for navigating digital content. Its counterpart is scroll up. This means to move upward on a page or document. For example, scroll up to review the previous section. It's equally important for navigation. Then we have zoom in. This means to make something appear larger on a screen or in an image. For instance, zoom in to see the details on the map. It's great for focusing on specific content. The opposite of zoom in is zoom out. This means to make something appear smaller or view more of a screen. For example, zoom out to see the entire image. It's useful for gaining perspective. Next is boot up. This means to start a computer or operating system. For instance, the laptop takes a few seconds to boot up. It's a critical step when using a device. Finally, we have run out of. This means to exhaust a supply of something. For example, I can't print the document because we ran out of ink. It's often used to describe resource shortages. And that's it for category 132, IT and Technology, essential phrasal verbs for the digital world. These verbs are vital for communicating effectively about devices and digital systems. This was category 132 of our course. Keep practicing these verbs, stay tech savvy, and I'll see you in the next lesson.